I have this revelation this morning when I was walking my dog is that the thing that we are most afraid of holds the most liberation and freedom. And I feel that sense of liberation and freedom represents the feeling and the state of being more of our true self. Like our soul is constantly inviting us to let go of a lot of old programs, right? Like the conditionings. And people would say that I look um, courageous to them because I moved continents, I moved countries, I travel a lot of places, I swam with the humpback whales, I summited Kilimanjaro, and I just do things. But I feel the thing I'm most afraid of actually is to be myself without any control, any need to manage, to needing to play into a character or identity to fit into the form. Um, for example, Instagram, social medias, right? Like podcasts. Like I have wanted to start podcasts for so many years, and I think this is the third time or the fourth time I try to relaunch my podcast. I have a lot of ideas, and I feel the energy and what the podcast could be. And one could say, because the time is not right, if we couldn't get to do something. But I feel it's because I was trying so hard to fight against myself, my soul, my higher self, my inner calling, because I was so afraid to not be perfect or not to be liked, or I have to be so prepared. I have to study more. I have to know more in order to um to be worthy of this vision. And I think that creates a lot of pressure for myself. And so um and so I chose to play in the shadow side. I think this morning I was just thinking to myself, and I beat myself up for not being consistent. And I feel that's the voice of many, many spiritual entrepreneur or people who feel the calling to serve, or to show up and to be visible. But there is always this sense of failure that, that we're not being seen or we're not consistent enough, because I feel a lot of the strategies or the requirement or the algorithm actually is not beneficial to our natural design, our energetic imprint for most of us. It's very masculine, it's profit oriented. Um, it's a lot of time it's manipulative, and I tried, but I think I couldn't. I feel many of our soul blueprint, because our soul have different lifetimes and we went through different spectrum of the soul experience on the earth, right? We participated in different civilization, different lifetime, different scenarios. We know what it's like to be, it's not better, good, but it's just like we play on different sides of the coin, of the story, so that on the soul level, we collect all the information of what it's like to be in the dark, what it's like to be in the light. And I feel this lifetime we are here to be in that, apply all that we have experienced in collected the data we have collected through our soul reincarnations, not only in on the earth, but also in the galactic and multi-galactic systems. And so I'm digressing. And and so this feeling, I just feel like I am not consistent. I cannot be consistent to show up on social media. I cannot be consistent in writing, newsletter to my community. I cannot be consistent in sharing on my insight and my passion and my joy and of course also my sorrow and my frustration. I feel that is ultimately what like many of us are looking for, like connection, that connection to to feel seen and to see in an other ourselves. So, and and I so desire, I think, not even to give myself the permission, but I know myself to be glowing when when I'm among the right people. I just feel so happy and I can naturally be so, I don't know, just that I can just emit so much joy and love. And the other side of like to my hermit mode, that I need a lot of time to be by myself. But I feel the thing is that we tend to be, for me, I was like go into the shadow mode, like shadow hiding a lot because I just felt like I couldn't possibly be sharing all what I want to say because it's scary. Um, but I feel like more scary for myself because the childhood experience, the adulthood experience, but also different experience from different lifetimes had taught me that um, it's like the feeling of to be minimized, to be ignored, disrespected, or squashed or suppressed. And so somehow, even though I know it's a different time right now, it's 2026, right? I will not be burned. I will not be killed or whatever way by speaking my truth on the social media or sharing it with people I know or people who have come to know me for a while. But it just feels so scary. And part of my mechanism of control, I feel like it's very often in the human, and certainly for me, it's a a deep need for control in the sense that I need to make sure I show up as a certain way. And sometimes it's not even conscious, right? I just wanted to make sure people will find the thing I say is useful, is of value, will support their journey, make them feel seen or heard. But in that, my conditioning is that then I need to be perfect. I need to say things a certain way. I need to play with the algorithm. So I need to edit. And if I don't edit, then I just like, oh, no one's gonna watch. Then why bother recording or why bother showing up, right? But that defeats the purpose of me being here because I feel that I'm meant to really just through try and error, through uh, facing my fear and do it anyway to express what I truly think, what I truly feel, and to break free from that fear, that memory of no, if I say something wrong, people will abandon me, or people will not like me, they will judge me, or I will get hurt. And I feel for me, there's no amount of healing work that could really completely dissolve those control mechanisms that need to feel safe. And I have come to realize it's really about um, just being with the fear and the personality or the egoic construct, if you want to say more technical term, like being with part of me that is so scared to be not liked, to be judged. And for me, of course, cognitively, I just think, but it will be fine. I mean, we are not meant to be everyone's cup of tea. But knowing is one thing. The body has a different reaction, or different inner part of inner child has a different feeling. So I have really feeling into the level of the mechanism, like of perfectionism, of like how I need to control every detail in order to feel safe. I need to feel ready in order to show up. And and I never really felt ready. I hardly felt ready. And so I'm also very self-critical of how I think and how I express. I felt since very young, I always wanted to go to this debate club because they seem to be so, I don't know, sharp and eloquent, and they could like, I don't know, attack the other. Um, but it's actually not in my nature. I do admire people who are so eloquent in expressing their thought. And so I feel like I try all my life to be someone else, to sound like someone else, to copy someone, to study someone's formula or strategy, and to see why they succeed in what they do. And that just kept me in such a loop of not finding my own formula, not finding my own voice. And so, in this moment, my mind was thinking, what does this have to do with New Earth humaning, right? Why am I doing this on my podcast? Like, I thought this podcast is supposed to bring through the highest consciousness and the new information for humanity. But I feel I'm not able to do that unless I really show up and face my fear, because this is part of my human journey, and this is the journey or the experience of many, like many, many, many light workers or star seeds, right? We are so afraid of being our true self, even though that being ourselves is the only thing we get to be. Is the whole reason why we chose to go through the veil of separation, the forgetfulness, and then to come back to our true self. And this is the most exciting part, but it's so scary for the human and for the ego or for the different part of our inner child, right? So I just have to go ahead and make this an episode because I have to face my own fear, because I'm so tired of trying to manage myself and um, feel that I need to be ready in order to be of service. But in the end of the day, our courage and imperfect steps to be our true self, to answer the call of things, of projects, right? Maybe for some people it's writing the book, and for me it's actually to announce, to step into the role of like, okay, here is who I am. Like I'm here to create this new platform, and I'm going to share with you my most humbling and messy, imperfect human journey, and my fear of stepping into the things I've been called to do. And but I'm going to go through it because I'm so ready to to embody more of my true self and desiring to be liberated and free from the the fear that we have been um, embedded in this inverted matrix, right? This old system. And so, yeah, maybe no one will watch this. I don't think there's any podcast that needs to be like the host will cry all the time, but I don't intend to be crying all the time. It was just so hard to like it's those things that I've been struggling with for so long that I'm just so tired of suppressing my energy and my joy because I am this such joyful vessel of love. I'm here just to dance through life. I just really I love dancing. I love life. I love to be human. I even have this feeling way before I awoken this that I really love to be human, like to experience the beauty, the beauty um, of this physical world, the earth, the nature, the sky, the smiles on people's faces. Wow. And so, I guess this episode is dedicated to my love for this human life and and to honor my fear of control, fear of, in managing, in feeling so small, not ready. Um, but I no longer can be can play out that version of myself anymore. So I hope, well, I hope if you're still with me. Yeah, a friend said, my two most mechanism was cry and laugh, and so here I am doing both of them. Um, I truly just wanted to share my heart um, and make this I guess, a love letter to myself and to the podcast that, um, yeah, I think I get to choose to follow my own heart and to create my own formula for this life, to find my own definition of success or fulfillment in the process of getting to be more of my true self or embodying more of my soul essence, my higher self, and my oversoul. I hope this episode has served you in any way. And yeah, thank you for being here with me. I look forward to see what is to come on the next episode. Much love. Whew. Enjoy being human.